Hello and welcome to Meet the Fleet, a series of videos introducing you to the locomotives that run on the Bruceton Railway. The SRQ-1 class is a type of austerity steam locomotive constructed during the Second World War. The class was designed by Oliver Bulleid for use on the intensive freight turns experienced during wartime on the Southern Railway network. A total of 40 locomotives were built. Bulleid incorporated many innovations and weight-saving concepts to produce a highly functional design. The class lasted in service until July 1966, and the first member of the class, number C1, has been preserved by the National Railway Museum. The highly unusual and controversial design represents the ultimate development of the British 060 freight engine, capable of hauling trains that were usually allocated to much larger locomotives on other railways. Nicknames for the class included Ugly Ducklings, Coffee Pots, Charlies, Biscuit Tins, Biscuit Barrels, Clockworks and Frankensteins. In late 1939, the Southern Railway, until then primarily a high-density commuter railway serving London and South East England, much of it electrified with third rail pickup, found itself on the British front line of the Second World War, with a severe lack of modern freight handling capability. The newest freight design was the Q class 060 of 1938, the last locomotive designed by Richard Monsell. Built to essentially Victorian-era principles, these have been designed as replacements for the much older 060s inherited by the Southern Railway in 1923 and entered service in January 1938. Monsell, having retired at the end of October in 1937, was replaced by Oliver Bulleid. The Southern Railway became an essential strategic war asset because of its proximity to continental Europe and needed to equip itself with adequate freight handling capability to transport the vast quantities of supplies and troops required for the conflict. The brief stipulated high route availability and high tractive effort. After nationalisation, the original Southern livery was in continued use, although with British Railways on the tender in sunshine yellow. From 1950 onwards, livery remained plain, although in the guise of British Railways freight black, without lining of any description. The British Railways crest was located on the tender side. Given the British Railways power classification 5F, the locomotives were also renumbered to the British Railways standard numbering system as 33001 to 33040. Q1 number 33006 was brought back to the Bruceton Railway following the scrapping of another member of its class, C21. 33006 needed very little work to bring her up to operational standard and is a valuable member of the team. The locomotive was never given an official name, however, one driver has stated the locomotive shakes more over certain sections of track. Because of this, and the driver being a fan of the Harry Potter films, the driver nicknamed the Q1 Quirrell. We hope you've enjoyed meeting Quirrell, and remember he can be seen upon request at any time. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon for another episode of Meet the Fleet.